The calves look good, huh?
No, I just tore my calf. I woke up early in the morning. Long story short, these other kids were playing with him, older, they're really good. So I was like, let me sub in. Force this guy to his left hand, try to block, and then pop, my second calf popped. So got little handles though. Oh, see it hurt. Just had a meeting, enjoyable meeting, and now we're gonna go to Kaaawa. So when you go Kaneohe, go over the H3, beautiful drive. You guys are gonna see it. I can't put it into words. It's just like, it's like a beautiful coastal small town, etc. And crazy story behind this one. Maybe I'll tell it in the car. We're gonna go meet Lauren and try and get this deal closed once and for all. Story behind this deal. We were in escrow before with some great clients. No fault of...
Oh, the trunk is open.
I didn't close the hood all the way. I put windshield wiper fluid before we drove off.
Cut that moment too, I mean.
I know. People in Hawaii are nice. The walk of shame. The other story is the windward side is the rainy side, and should I look at this? It's probably going to be wet as we go through this. As we go through this tunnel, you see total grayness peeking over these mountains. All right, so long story short on this escrow, some amazing clients were already in escrow on this. We're in escrow twice on their contingent property, so they had to sell this property in order to get this one that we're going to. In escrow twice, it fell out. Amazing people, we just couldn't get the deal closed. We're selling that one now, but it's too late. 2 new clients came into our world saying, hey, I love this property, I want this property. One of them stopped communicating with us. I don't know for whatever reason, he ghosted us. The other client is with Core Team Hawaii all the way. We got these clients into escrow on the same property, and today's the home inspection, and coming through this tunnel never gets old. Someone's going up the stairway to heaven in the rain
right now.
Would you let me know in the comments? Would you go up the stairway to heaven, period? But would you now break the law, trespass? If you did all that, would you do it in the rain? If you're saying yes, put commenting for a friend. So one thing to note on the east side, and some areas are wetter than others, but it can vary depending on how coastal you are. It rains more on this side, period. It's the windward side. But also, the closer you get into the mountains, so like in the back of Oahu, the back of Kahalu'u, Haiku, these areas, versus near the water, it's rainier over there. Take a look at the shot of the mountains to kind of show what I'm talking about. We've been sitting here, what, good 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
At least, which feels, when you're trying to go somewhere, it feels like an eternity. We've been sitting here 10, maybe it feels like 15. These are the kind of things you have to deal with if you're gonna live in the corners, the far-reaching corners. So Makaha, west side, if you're gonna live way out there, this kind of stuff could happen if there's road work. On the northeast side, anywhere above Kaneohe, these problems exist. Maybe even if you go out to Waialua, like the North Shore out there, not really less so because there's a couple of routes, and we're moving. All right, so we just had to do a ration stop. Waikane store. I heard of Waikane store. I've seen Waikane store. I've never actually been inside. Tutu, she made these cookies herself. What is it, karaage? Mochiko?
Straight up fried chicken.
Just fried chicken, sushi, Portuguese sausage. There's a different feel. Like, look at this fruit stand here. There's a different feel once you go north of Kaneohe. Between Kaneohe and, what would you say? Like, the feel stops at Kauku? Laie? Nah, I still give it because they have the Giovanni's. All the way to like Sunset, all the way to like Ted's Bakery.
Yeah.
On the end of the North Shore. That's like its own thing. This northeast corner of the island. It feels different. It feels more like Kauai. So we're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. We're shooting some behind the scenes footage for a whole different educational project about YouTube, but this home has that northeast Oahu plantation feel. This is called board and batten. So you have the wood and then you have these strips coming down. My dad lives in Nashville, Tennessee, and they'll do this kind of board and batten stuff on these, like it'll be partially brick and then transition to a board and batten section on these like 4,000 square foot beautiful homes. It's an inexpensive way to add a bunch of character, like a plantation feel. And in Hawaii, there's not like southern plantation feels, like the huge columns. It's not standard. When we say plantation, we're usually talking about an elevated house like this one, which we'll show you after this. I'll throw a con out there. On the northeast side, we talked about it before, we have mountains, you have highway. It all happens really quickly. So a high percentage of the homes on this whole Kamehameha Highway route, there's road noise. So I don't know if you can hear it in my mic. Road noise is just gonna be a part of life here. We kind of specialize in virtual buying. These buyers jumped on a plane, we're like ready to go, but if we were selling this virtually, we'd like emphasize that. Say, oh, it's approximately 100 feet or whatever, or 50 yards. Try and get the microphone to pick up the road noise, maybe wait until a dump truck went by so we could catch all that. Like be extra negative for the clients so that they get to see it. Oh, I think maybe our other agent's there. Lauren might be here. Oh no, who's that? That's the mailman. Oh, get a shot, you gotta get that. You know, I've seen that like out in the country where my dad lives. The post office person is driving like a Jeep. There's dirt roads and hills and logs, and my dad kind of lives out there. I guess here on the northeast side, they're driving a vehicle that's substantial enough to probably get hit because it's on such a busy main road. And then it has the flashing lights. I'm surprised it doesn't have more of that. Like, I'm surprised it's not painted like construction worker shirt, high vis or something. That's what I would want. You know the school bus, the stop sign that comes out? I would want that too.
I'm Kelsey. We're from the Washington, D.C. area. We actually live in Frederick, Maryland.
You just got off of, was it like snow and stuff where you were? When you
Luckily, it wasn't snow, but it's like 30 degrees right now. Well, actually, Lauren got a hold of us, and she was like, we were describing everything that we were looking for, and she goes, oh my gosh, I think I might have the perfect place.
So when you saw it, what'd you think?
Oh my gosh, first of all, it was beautiful. It's just beautiful, just from the pictures.
She kept saying, like, guys, if they need house sitting for the last clients, I called dibs, and I was like, no, I'm the team leader. And she was like,
we're not gonna argue about this right now. We can both house sit. You know this. I've never been so attached.
you're weirdly attached to this house.
I love it.
Well, I'm gonna need somebody to until we can get all my humongous family moved
You
in.
can work from anywhere.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to move to Hawaii?
Me and my husband were both working cybersecurity. We were both in the Navy together.
Okay.
It really works being remote. It really works to be somewhere where it makes you happy.
You were just telling me because you like military brat growing up, you still don't stay settled for too long. How long do you think you'll be here?
Well, right now we're planning to be probably here for 10 years.
And so you took a long vacation last year to Hawaii, spent 2 months here. You didn't spend as much time up here though, yeah? Like on the northeast side?
We definitely drove through.
Yeah.
But we probably didn't like linger as much as we should have. I think I realized we didn't do enough like find activities to intentionally be out here in the country and on the side.
Why not like Eva? You like a big house with like modern construction.
You know, for us, it was really important that we felt like we were a part of this community. We've done the suburbs thing. We've done, you know, the small town, easy to get to the shopping and stuff, but we haven't really been able to embrace like a culture and become a part of it. So my parents, it's so sweet. My dad was a Marine. He was stationed down in Kaneohe, and my mom moved out here, and that's where they met. This is the side of the island where they were. My mom lived on North Beach, over where back there used to be an apartment building over there. And then my dad lived on Post, and they fell in love. And
I meant I prepared you for like the gravity of this question, but sometimes we get heat, you know. I was just telling you how I feel like my dad was a Waikiki Beach boy. In his era was a great era. Before that was like Duke Kahanamoku's era. My son's name's Duke. They were the ambassadors of Aloha and of Hawaii to the world, and there was this beauty about it. And if you picture like the Kodak hula girls in the day or whatever, but modern day with it being expensive as it is, some of that sort of waned. And then so we get some heat of like, why are you guys showcasing Hawaii, etc. We won't get into like socioeconomics, but you said you want to come here and assimilate and have an experience, and you may or may not even be here forever. So like, could you try to speak to that? Like, you want to be here, be a part of Hawaii. You're not trying to take. You're actually trying to like let it change you. Would that be fair?
I think it would. You know, my husband actually said the second that we put the offer in on the house, somebody said maybe it was Jody, or it might have been Lauren, said that the house was included. It was the land and the house.
Right.
And it kind of like broke my husband's heart a little bit, because he was like, the land, oh my gosh, like it was like a huge like gut-wrenching feeling. Like I don't know how I like feel about that. Like I want to be part of what makes the land and continues to make the land somewhere people want to be.
Stewards. So you guys are stewards of the land, not owners of the land.
Right, and that we want to take care of it. We want to be the people who go out to help dig a ditch, to help the water drain in the beach. Like that's what we want to be part of, like making this community better and more, and by just coming in and finding a way to belong.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Just as a reminder, guys, I know we say it all the time, but it's true. We're not too busy. Please fill out the contact form. Give us a call. I'd love to see you guys on a consult. Hit us up.
So I want you to hurry up, and I'm like this because I want to see if you and I are on the same page. When you walked into here, what was the first thing you thought of? What does it remind you of?
A hotel.
Nothing more specific that you and I would both know?
Your Ko'olina home?
Yeah, or in Ko'olina, on both Hillside and in Ko'olina Kai, this is what the like pool area looks like, right? Yeah, it looks just so. Ko'olina is a resort community, and then these townhome communities, they each have a pool. The one in Hillside, which we're familiar with, and the one in Ko'olina Kai, we've sold homes, we know people that live there, etc. It looks just like this. So there'd be like a resort pool right there, and then there'd be this area for people to hang out. Like it looks just like it, right? Classic real estate listing staging. You put Perrier, or what's the other green water bottle? Pellegrino. Perrier or Pellegrino. That's like your bougie, I would never pay $5 for a bottle of water kind of thing. But this is Kaaawa. This is plantation feel, mountains, ocean. So they put Waiakea. I would never purchase this. If I go ABC stores, Menehune or the other cheap ones all the way, it just adds to the vibe. Good job, stagers.
Got the batteries.
I didn't know that these batteries were here because Lauren's done most of this deal, both when we were in escrow last time and now. She's worked super hard on this one. And Kelsey was just saying, she's like, honestly, I'm kind of imprinted on Lauren. I kind of have a crush on her. I hope that she becomes one of my besties. I hope that she's still willing to hang out with me after the fact. Mahe gets a ton of the shine on the channel, as she should, because she's amazing, powerful. But there's another agent that people coming into our world may work with, and that's Lauren. And she's a big part of this deal. She's less of a, like, put me on camera type of person. She's upstairs attending the home inspection. Would you guys enclose any of this and add like interior square footage, or you just keep it open?
Maybe do a gym.
Oh, a gym on one side. Yeah, have some workout stuff. So imagine like the barbecues, the card, the poker games down here. And at night when the street noise dies down a bit, you probably hear more of the ocean. One thing, I would want to see an outdoor shower somewhere. I wonder if there is one. Did I miss it? Oh, see? Because one of the things is you're going to go to the beach, track sand in. So right there, outdoor shower. Stay on the concrete, go up. This house is really sought after. As Kelsey, I was so happy about her approach to this community. Kaaawa is a community, like this is the living situation. Your neighbors can hear you. There's maybe like your fences on their yard, their fences on your yard, their chickens lay eggs in your yard, like whatever. That's the kind of vibes over here. So this is Charles from Coastal Home Solutions. Charles is one of the home inspectors we work closely with. We keep it honest and real, so we'll give people 2-3 options. A lot of times they choose Charles. And Charles and I go way back. We're just joking about Home Depot. I knew like 19 or something. We go back, but and on cue, Lauren. Hawaiian time is a thing. Now we documented the traffic. You do a lot of homes all over the island. How's this side different from Eva, from Mililani, from?
Yeah, this side definitely you deal with the flood zone, so you know that the soil softening with the CMU columns. You have a lot of fracturing that occurs, a lot of weathering, rust developing. That probably comes with this whole coastline maintenance, paint, sealing, weatherproofing the whole time. As far as Eva and stuff like that's concerned, the soil is mostly reef, which stretches in miles in, so the settling is more of an issue on that side. So you can have things that are supposed to be settled for, you know, after 10 years, but they still might fracture a bit just because of that.
Why, the coral settles?
The coral still shifts underneath, so you still got some settling that might occur. And a lot of times, so you just want to grade it proper. And if you know that soil, sometimes you guys want to get a soil guy out there, let you know if it's going to do any shifting, how many years you have, and then you would pour your foundation or, you know, you acclimate to the situation. But generally, all the island or all the sides of the islands generally have the same type of issues. You know, Hawaii, Kauai Island, they had a ton of boulders that still roll every now and then, so that's their biggest thing. But I think on the island, you have to think that it's always moving, it's always reforming itself. So maintenance, man, being as close to the water on this side specifically, it's easy to maintain if you stay on top of the little things. Little things can turn into big things, you know what I mean?
You live in Makakilo. If you were to live anywhere on island, money weren't an issue, where would you go?
I like the west side because of the beaches and stuff, but when you come on this side, I like the weather, the naturalness, you're kind of away from things.
We got to do a California versus Hawaii video because I did my California-Hawaii video. I lived in the Bay for like a decade. You're from LA area, right? San Diego. Oh, yeah, because you're Clippers fan from San Diego.
I think the rules are just more stringent, and California has fires all the time. The Santa Ana winds, you know, and I don't think people really take into account that, you know, the island has so much humidity versus that dry side. So there's a lot more maintenance involved, I think, in a Hawaii home than there is in a California home. But the damages that can happen in California, just earthquakes, fires, is a lot more higher. So their rules are more stringent. Their codes are a lot more tight, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Decent percentage of the people watching, you're going to be their home inspector, maybe.
Sounds good. I mean, I always appreciate Derek. Like you said, we go way back, you know, core team and all that good stuff, you know. Coastal Home Solutions, I definitely appreciate the shout out. And we're growing, man. Let's check out PV in the future.
You come to me for the PV. Hey, but last question. How you get that beard, though?
Stress, bro. Stress growth. I'm bald on top. All that comes right here. That's how it
You
works.
got that dad beard. You didn't used to have that back in the day.
I was prettier back in the day, too.
You know what Kelsey said before we came? Our client.
Just do tell.
She said, "Oh, Lauren's amazing." If I'm being quite honest, I didn't do as much work. She's like, I have a girl crush on her. I hope that we're still friends after. I was like, don't say it in front of her.
That's
all.
it?
She didn't say no. That's
All
it.
right, whatever.
So yeah, I was telling the people that, you know, you're not on camera as much and you're not as like out there. And I usually tell people that on consults too, right? Hey, I might not be as out there as Derek and Mahi, but I'm a big part of the team, etc. Previous story on this, we were in escrow for what, like 2 months?
We weren't able to fulfill the contingency.
We weren't able to, yeah.
To close this contract for this house the first time. These clients were looking for something and this just happened to be perfect.
Well, and I had the other clients that they're like, if there's any home on the island, we want that home.
There was a lot of interest in this house.
Those clients, it kind of didn't communicate for that. Maybe they didn't like my face, I don't know.
I'm just distracted. Can we turn, look at this aloe plant. Can I just show
On
it?
the mainland, people say aloe.
Aloe.
Aloe. Aside from the aloe plant,
This is the ultimate party barbecue and food over here, and then everybody goes beach and comes back after and eats.
outdoor shower.
Outdoor shower. Well, okay, no, but seriously, this part of the beach, of Kaaawa Beach, is where we go if we come out to this side.
So-
it's the most swimmable part of the beach.
So Ku'u was saying this is the best beach on the east side. He said he spread his grandpa's ashes here.
Yeah, his tutu's ashes. The
There's
former
just vibes.
owners, yeah, there's good
So
vibes.
they got married and had their thing here. Our current client, Kelsey, I guess they have the same kind of dog. You weren't there, but these big poodle things.
American poodle.
She's like, oh, we have those too.
It's Ho'ailona.
The word of the day.
Ho'ailona.
Let's do it in reverse now. Ho'ailona, can you spell it? Because usually we show the word and can you say it?
Oh, okay.
So now, can you spell it?
Who, me?
No, them.
Oh, them. The tea leaf. Mahi's covered this, but it's just a really good plant to have.
Mahi would be
The
stripping them
la'i,
already.
yeah, she would be cleaning it.
Is this Samoan palm? What is this palm called?
This fence, the current owners, they moved the fence in to create more parking.
Hey, but you know what? Let's be negative because we're being all. There's a lot
Okay.
to be positive about. Fruit trees. People want to come to Hawaii and get a lychee tree, a banana tree, a whatever tree. They can attract pests. So I bet you with all these banana trees around, there's probably other types of trees, papaya, etc. Papaya starts to stink too when papayas fall and decompose. Rats eat them, etc. Look for this fake grass. Like, what is this? They have septic here. Septic could overflow if you have heavy rains. They just bubble up because the septic tank gets full. You gotta have it pumped. It's not like living in a suburb with public sewer. In Hawaii, if something's on which cesspool is just like this thing where it kind of seeps into the earth. If it's on a cesspool, that has to be converted by 2050. Right now, those conversions, depending on access points and whatnot, those conversions cost about $30,000. It's probably gonna get more expensive as you get closer to 2050. So you're gonna have to budget for that. Cue the loud noise garbage truck. You're gonna have to budget for that. These are things that we make sure to point out to our clients. You know how there's like water over there by that ditch? If it were a less windy, hot, muggy day and it just
Mosquitoes.
rained, mosquitoes.
Right.
It's the kind of place your kids just get bumps everywhere. Yeah?
Charles was giving some ways that they could mitigate that.
They obviously didn't display the house and the parking situation.
Right.
I wouldn't either if I were selling the house because
Right.
it's not beneficial to my seller.
Right.
I want your opinion. If this home were
freestanding,
on like 10,000 square foot lot, homogeneous, no fence, how much more do you think?
5.
1.5? So I was saying 1.2, 1.4, depending on where.
Well, it
You think-
depends where. If it was sitting back this far from the ocean, but this close to this beach on a 10,000 square foot lot,
This
to
is-
me, this positioning is good because you're not right on the road. You have a buffer. You have people on all sides watching out for you. It doesn't look like any of these are like
Safe, yeah.
empty houses. Yeah.
She brings up a good point. Just because you're coastal, Eva Beach, we're in our Eva Beach video, perfect example, like micro example of this. In old Eva Beach, if your house is like on the sandy patch right there where you can swim versus most of Eva Beach is all reefy, it's just inherently worth more. Next to this
beach is, that's 1.5 to me, 1.4, 1.5.
Let's
So-
call it an additional 300,000 at 600 for today's interest rate, 1800 to 2,000 per month extra
Right.
to have your own yard.
Right.
and you're like kind of standalone setting. But some people want to come to Kaaawa and have this kind.
I would rather this kind,
You'd
to
rather
be
this kind
honest.
than-
Like, especially, I mean,
Assuming you have good neighbors.
who are we kidding? We always ask, everyone always asks, how's the neighbors? Everyone
Yeah.
has said that they're great.
But we cannot promise that.
But we cannot promise
great
that
means different
ever. Like,
things
yes,
to
it's
different people.
subjective.
She was saying too, like, I want to come, I want to be a part of the community. If there's like flooding, we want to dig.
Yeah.
'Cause she was like, in part of the description it said, we own the house and the land. And they're like, we don't like that. We don't own land, we're stewards of land.
Good
vibes.
fit.
Good vibe, good fit for the community.
Really
you know?
good fit for the
Yeah.
community.
MyHawaiiHomeValue.com. For sellers, or you know what? Just for refinancers, for homeowners. Oh, you want to sell in a year from now, it's better to understand your home's value today. My friend lived there, sold her house during the pandemic, got her a house down the street off market so that Auntie, 95 years old, could live in the home on the first floor. The good news is we're able to reposition into something that she got for probably $100,000 undervalued. MyHawaiiHomeValue.com. My name is Derek Okahashi. My team is called Core Team Hawaii. I'm just obsessed with this stuff. I love real estate. I love talking about it. I love helping. So please, please hit us up.